What is up, Earthnoids and Spacenoids? I am just a simple new type, and in this episode, we are returning to Mobile Suit Gundam Katana. Last time, we learned about the real Kanasada. Ito woke up from his coma and piloted the Full Armor Striker Custom against Pizun Dawages. The Demon Blade AI tries to activate, but it can't, and the Striker tries to remove its own armor. This time, Oconnell will find a true federal colony which contains a Blue Destiny unit. Ito goes up against his father, and he is able to gain control over the Demon Blade AI. So let's get into this. As ZFF plans on meeting for the Federation Summit, Bask is certain Kanasada and True Federal will make their appearance on the battlefield. He refers to him as the failure of the Naval Review from a year ago. He is amazed that they were able to acquire so much support, but they won't let them come out on top. This is a weird time where different EFF factions are currently positioning themselves to control the Federation. The Titans weren't the only faction trying to rise to the top. Post the last conflict, it seems as though the Federation had their version of the Patriot Act enacted, allowing certain parties to vie for political power and, more importantly, funding. Bask says that the Titans will become the true rulers. Ito Striker was able to take out the Lost Numbers team of Dawages. The Demon Blade AI amplifies his brainwaves. It was designed to be the ultimate new type tool, but for Ito, this amplifies his desire to kill his father. It brings out the worst in him. He wonders if he could even trust himself. That is when Ogos come in to attack. Yas is watching and is concerned because mobile armors are fast and you have to shoot them, but Ito still hasn't mastered shooting. That is when the Striker shoots down a few Ogos. It seems that the Gundam did all the shooting for him. He says this Gundam was made for him. He is able to annihilate all the Ogos. Hey, that's just an aimbot. Ito heads for the Kaiser of Dragons next. As he begins fighting with the transforming ship, he starts to lose control of the Gundam and it begins reacting on its own. It seems to be pulled towards the Kaiser. It is able to take out the Kaiser as it transforms. Burrino tells everyone to abandon ship. Why make it a transforming ship if you barely even use it? Oh well. Ito meets with Yas and the others still on the Pegasus-class ship. He tells them about what happened to Mengele, but Ito says, "Oh, I know. The Gundam head told me. This is like that one time Goku read Krillin's mind. Just try a little bit harder, writers." He tells the team that True Federal intends to use the economic turmoil on the Earth to try to form a new nation of new types. They plan on making this happen at Side 7, the place where Amado awakened his new type powers and the place where the summit is taking place. Stonefield Salamis has linked up with the Pegasus-class ship and his faction of Titans are working with what remains of BGST. They captured one of the Dawaj pilots and demand to know what True Federal plans on doing at Side 7. All he says is that he will lose everything when that day comes. He bites down on his lip and dies. He hid poison in his teeth. Meanwhile, as everyone makes their way to Side 7, many of its citizens protest in the streets. Within the crowd is Oconnell attempting to infiltrate True Federal on the ground level. The protests are interrupted by Gems and a gun tank. Oconnell runs away from the chaos, but she runs into some manhunters who grab and question her. That is when Johan Itakura pretends that she is his girlfriend. He shows his Titan badge to the Manhunters. Also, this is a black and white comic, but this plainclothes Titans officer is totally wearing a vest in Titans colors, isn't he? Even when undercover, a Titans officer can't help themselves. He tries to hit on her by quoting the famous 19th century emo writer, Goethe. Yeah, girls love depressed German writers. She tries to peace out, but he is kind of adamant. Oconnell decides to use this Titans member to her advantage. Time to get this guy drunk. Stonefield notices that his men are all gravitating towards Ito's leadership skills. Ito tells Cortez that Lord Spada is actually Richard Grayson and how he is an investor on Earth. Originally, Kanasada created True Federal as a response to the Naval Review 1 year ago. He wanted to create a world of cyber new types, so he took Ito to Jupiter and enhanced him. While Kanasada was the prisoner on Side 1, Grayson donned the mask and pretended to be Lord Spada, so True Federal would continue. But Moneyman Grayson did what Moneymen do. They start thinking, hey man, I can make a lot of money profiting off of war. Let's just do that. Now, True Federal creates both the problem and the solution. Meanwhile, Oconnell got Itakura drunk and is puking in the park. While drunk, he explains that Side 7 is the only colony that gets federal funding because of the memorial they built to the Gundam. And the park is the Zaku's dangly bits that ripped off in the first episode. He essentially says that besides Side 7, the colonists are nothing more than slaves to the Federation. While drunk, Oconnell knocks over Itakura and takes his wallet. She meets up with some of her fellow Zeon, helping her track down True Federal. While she was out, her comrades found out that True Federal's headquarters is a satellite colony near Side 7. RX-77. They need to get close enough to the colony to be able to pick up the ship's communications, but that will draw attention of the Fetties and they need an ID to make that happen. Oconnell just so happened to snatch one off of a drunk Titans member. She volunteers to head to the sub-colony. Later, Oconnell sneaks on board their colony to find a series of Blue Destiny mobile suits. This is Unit 2 Omega. The RX-79BD-2 Blue Destiny Unit 2 Omega is a variant of Unit 2 that is seen throughout the video games. True Federal studied the exam system to implement into the Demon AI system. They added some of their own research to this neo-exam system. Like Unit 2, this doesn't have a limiter. Weapons include head Vulcan guns, abdominal wired control missiles, a beam saber, the Blash XBR-79E beam rifle, and a shield. As she runs through the hangar, her head suddenly begins hurting. The Blue Destiny unit is getting into her head. The mobile suit shows her a moment from her past. It showed her a day where she lost someone close to her. Blue Destiny reaches down to Oconnell. She gets into the unit. The Titans notice an explosion on the True Federal sub-colony, and they send mobile suits to check it out. It happens to be Itakura. Blue Destiny destroys Itakura's wingman. Oconnell throws its beam saber, distracting Itakura. She rushes in and slices him to pieces with a secondary beam saber. Blue Destiny's eyes glow bright. She is able to sense Itakura as she kills him. She wonders why this all feels so tragic to her, and why she is this way. Remember, Unit 2 Omega is the basis for the Full Armor Striker Custom. The Demon Blade AI system seems to be feeding off of O'Connell's darker side. Ito tells everyone to go to Stage 3 alert. Cortez asks him if he sensed something coming. Ito tells him not to worry and he will act as the vanguard. While Cortez sucker punches him and takes off in his Alex. He can sense something is coming fast. Before finishing that thought, Blue Destiny attacks him. She could finally get revenge for Cortez killing her father. She seems to be consumed by the mobile suit. Cortez wonders why that girl who tries to blow herself up is here now. The two engage in battle. Cortez pulls off the Spider Venom's maneuver, but he stops midway through. Blue Destiny goes in to attack, when Ito and the Striker saves them from dying. Ito and Oconnell begin fighting. He tells her that she could seek vengeance and their common enemy is True Federal. She says that he broke his promise and she can only trust her father. Ito says that after they take down True Federal, he will personally kill Cortez. Cortez is like, what the hell? Ito tells her that if he doesn't keep his promise, then after they kill Kanasada, she could kill him. Ugh, teenagers. She doesn't know if she could trust Ito anymore. That is when an explosion goes off. The GPO-2 approaches. It is Kanasada. Ito realizes that this is his father. He instantly attacks him. Kanasada says that is no way to talk to your father. The son wonders why he made him endure all of what he endured, just for him to betray EFF and to betray him. Suddenly, the Striker stops moving. Kanasada seems to be controlling the Demon Blade AI. He is able to get one attack off. Kanasada uses the technique Unity with Heaven and Earth, which vibrates the unit with quick speeds, missing attacks, while appearing as though it isn't moving. Kanasada points his beam bazooka at the Striker and fires. Remember, this version doesn't have a nuke. Cortez jumps in front of the beam blast and lalas himself. This enrages Ito. You were going to kill him though. Father and son engage in battle. Kanasada tells Ito that he finally acquired enough power to achieve his benevolence. Kanasada explains, as we have heard from different stories before, that post-1-year war, the entire Earth is in a state of destabilization. We know that even though the zombies lost, the Spacenoids in many ways won, at least in the long run. But in order to maintain the Federation's world order, they kept their archaic systems in place, filtering money into the hands of a few Earthnoids. He didn't expect Richard Grayson to betray him while away, but Grayson surprisingly brought forth new allies Kanasada never would think about. As they fight, Oconnell comes in and grabs him, while the Gym Juggler and BGST come in to help. Kanasada decides to make his retreat. Ito notices that the Demon Blade system was activated this whole time. He is slowly gaining control. Is this something that his father was trying to help him with? Back on the Pegasus, Dr. Henry, O'Connell's Xeon comrade, tells Ito of the exam system and its origins. He tells him that O'Connell's mobile suit and his mobile suit share a similar system. Cortez is alive, so O'Connell tells Ito that he better keep his promise. One of the Federation chairmen that kinda looks like Gop, but probably isn't Gop, but it might be Gop, is swarmed by the press. When he reaches his lodging, a True Federal agent suggests to him that he work with Lord Spada and True Federal. The agent relays back to Lord Spada that they may have the chairman in the palm of their hands. Lord Spada says that the Earth will be cleansed by the blood of the Titans who advocate for Earth's superiority. And that will do it for this episode. The Star Wars is strong in this one as father and son fight. The Demon Blade AI system and the Strikers are indeed a derivative of the exam system. We really need to get back to covering Blue Destiny. Next time, the Federation Summit will finally take place, as we see people like Jamatov Hyman arrive to the event. Of course, Kanasada, now acting as Lord Spada, attacks the summit. Also, Cortez's full armor Alex gets a new look. But that will do it for now, new types. Remember to not let your dark side get the best of you. Peace.